This isn't about avoiding pain anymore. This is about leaning into pain. And the harder it gets, sometimes it's like the better, because the more I'm working on at a particular time. And so in the integration phase, then you are bringing the fruits of those insights and realizations, those aha moments, and you're identifying, how can I turn those into action steps?
What's the intention? If I'm going into it with the intention of just doing drugs and having a good time and partying, and it's not I'm not doing any sort of deep work in quotes, just going into it to have fun, to have a good time, then of course I'm not going to get anything out of it. But if the goal is to do the deep work, to find out what's underneath my issues, then I think that's kind of where it needs to start. And which leads to the coaching piece. Why is it important for someone to have support or coaching leading up to some sort of an experience and then following the experience?
Well, that's what we do, is prepare people for these things. Like, especially if you're going to go do an ayahuasca journey in the jungle and you're going to leave home and go down there, or you're going to do ibogaine, which is upwards of $10,000. You don't want to rush down there and spend all that money and invest all that emotional energy and get your family excited and then come back and relapse, or dig up stuff that you're not ready to handle. So, the importance of preparation is that intention, getting clear, setting the stage really for that process to unfold and to identify what is the work, because sometimes we don't know what the work is. The work comes up and we resist it and we push away from it. We don't realize that every scenario, every hiccup, every triggering moment, every hard moment, that's the work, right? And that's the stuff that we get frustrated about, oh, why me? Why does this stuff keep happening to me? It's always like this. And it's no, that's the opportunity. This actually is the work. So, the preparation phase, we're helping people to clarify what are those intentions. We're helping people to become well informed about what their options are, what they're getting into. So again, they can make their own decisions. I think autonomy is really important in this, and making the decision for yourself. You cannot force people into psychedelic therapies. You can't. This has to be a personal decision. We're helping people to look at, coping skills.
To get a free copy of the 12-step guide that I created for you, click on the link in the description below.
And grounding skills, embodiment skills. So as they go through this process of facing and feeling what's underneath, the limiting thoughts in their brain, the doubts, the fears, the resentments, just all the anger, the sadness, the loneliness, all that stuff, we've got to lean into that. So we're looking at coping skills to build that resilience and tolerance to feel that pain while we're healing it. And just all around establishing the readiness for somebody to, step into something that is so sort of intense and potentially transformational. So there's a lot of stuff that we're doing in the preparation. Really, I could go on and on. Then in the integration phase, a person comes out and they're already ready. They've already been preparing for weeks, sometimes months before the experience. So they're already in that mind state of okay, this isn't about avoiding pain anymore. This is about leaning into pain. And the harder it gets, sometimes it's the better, because the more I'm working on at a particular time. And so in the integration phase, then you are bringing the fruits of those insights and realizations, those aha moments, and you're identifying, how can I turn those into action steps? How can I actually apply this wisdom that I've attained within myself to my life, and setting up a lifestyle with discipline and routines, accountability, structure, social relationships that are positive and healthy, so that you can have a chance, right, at sustaining those results. So the before and after care, or preparation and integration, that what we do, is really the continuum of care that goes around any treatment and streams together all of the efforts. because people are doing lots of things and they're just kind of like, oh, I tried that, it didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. And it's like, that's not a problem with the program. That's a person. And that's because we're not integrating those experiences and streaming them together. So that's what the coaching is doing. The coaching is the guidance, the accountability, the reassurance, the structure, the companionship, being the trusted confidant, all of those things, so that as you go through your recovery journey, regardless of what things you're using, whether it's psychedelic therapies and or all these other things, you're doing the work in between all of it.
Right. How important is the work that happens after the experience versus the actual experience? What's more important?
After, yeah, after, for sure. Every experience is different, and there are those like miracle stories, and that's, I think, what leads people to psychedelics, because they get online and they're like, oh my God, I saw that person and they just did the experience and they were fine afterward. And I'm like, yeah, that's 1% of the people. Everyone like me, like I had that sudden conversion experience. And so there are people who have been doing the work for years. They're just ready, and they go in and it just cracks them open, and they come out and they just stay sober.
If you got value from this video, if you heard what you needed to hear, be sure to like it. Comment if you've got a question or you have something to say. Subscribe to the channel. Camelback Recovery provides treatment services for people struggling with mental health, mental illness, addiction, alcoholism, whatever it may be. So if you or a loved one is struggling and you need some guidance and you need some direction, reach out to us. Our contact information is down below, or you can go to our website, camelbackrecovery.com, whether it be detox, inpatient treatment, outpatient treatment, sober living, recovery coaching, sober companion services, whatever it may be. Like I said, we can either help you or make sure that you get sent in the right direction. We help people all over the country, all over the world for that matter. I'll see you on the next video.